This is the dawn of agentic AI, and almost everyone is getting it wrong. Stop. Just take a look at your workflow. Most, like 95% of the people, are using agents, AI agents, to carry out one or more tasks. And take a closer look. You have an AI agent or a GPT that is good at coding. You have another GPT or agent that's good at math. Another is good at market analysis. And the next is good at strategizing. So, what do? You ask this for the strategy. You copy and paste into this for the market analysis. Copy and paste into this for the code. Copy and paste into that. And at the end of the day, what happens? You end up paying more, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 times for the very same tokens. To make matters worse, each and every one of these various AI agents, they're lonely. They're in a different context window. They don't have any link whatsoever with what the others are doing. They can enforce their biases in peace. The agent for the financial analysis or the agent for the code can write code about a project without, the input of a financial expert. And at the end of the day, what do you get? Chaos, that's what you get. Out of context, bias enforcement, and stress. You waste more money to pay for more tokens. What for? Because the lonely agentic AIs are already outdated. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the future of synthetic intelligence. Permit me introduce you to the DPA, the Daraima Sprawl agents. This is a unified cognitive architecture that actually replaces the chaos of disconnected AI agents and tools with a single self-regulating ecosystem of agents. At the heart and the DNA of every single DPA ecosystem lies a unique feature called the Daraima Controller that isn't just a chatbot, but it's like a conductor, a facilitator that enforces a dialectical governance. So this basically means when you give a DPA system a task to solve for you, the Daraima Controller activates all the specialized adversarial agents that actually attempts the problem for you as a team, a unified team that checks for each other's biases, fact checks, and gives in their specialized input based on how each and every agent has been programmed to operate. Now, let me show you the magic of the DPA architecture. Let's just say you have an app idea, a software idea. In the old world, you're going to ask an AI about it, and it's going to just give you some guides and a bunch of code. But in the new world, the Daraima, the DPA world, the DPA ecosystem is going to give you a board of directors. And here you're going to have multiple parallel agents simulating different experts in a board team. And at the core of this architecture, you're going to have the Daraima Controller that ensures that each and every agent doesn't enforce a bias, and each and every agent helps each other to check whether their ideas overlaps across the other fields. For example, let's just say you want to build an app that actually automates daily recurring redundant tasks in an Android phone. So you do not even know the name of this app, but you just have a problem that you want to solve. Now, that is where the DPA comes in very handy, like no other architecture in the world. Here you're going to have a team. The DPA architecture is going to give you a team of a financial expert, a master strategist, software strategist, an actual engineer, a marketing expert. so that you can have all the various angles of the project. So now, when you ask about your project, what basically happens is this. The Daraima system is going to, first of all, activate the relevant agents about these ideas. The technical strategist is going to come in to see how realistic this project is. And in the process, the financial expert is going to take a close look at what the technical strategist is doing to ensure that it is within budget, while at the end, the marketing or the product expert is going to be watching both closely to see if what they're actually talking about is marketable. And this is just one of the basic examples. While if you look at the other end of the actual engineer, the engineer agent is going to be watching at everybody to see if what they're even saying can be implemented feasibly, how feasible it is to implement what they're fantasizing about. So at the end of the day, the Daraima Controller gets each and every one of these agents to argue with each other to actually cancel any biases. This is very, very rich. In fact, the benefits are enormous. It takes away every single problem that we are currently facing with the disconnected AI agents that we need to work with to accomplish a single project. The DPA architecture, the AI systems aren't just talking to you. They're talking to themselves. You have an agent, just imagine you have an app idea and you walked into a boardroom of directors that have been working for decades enforcing and, establishing and implementing ideas. And then you get to chip in what you want to create and then watch how they actually debate on how feasibly this is in the real world. You're going to watch each and every agent is within the same context. And here is where it gets really juicy. I know this is going to sound crazy, but it is already tested. Alright, so now, think of a scenario where you already have a team and you want to simulate your physical team. Let's just say, for example, you are a software development company and you have 3 people in your team, in your real life team. This person is from Germany, the other person is from the United Kingdom, and this other person is from the United States. So, this person is funny, this one is very, very frank, and this one is boring. Your real life buddies. You can take their real life characters, what they do, how they behave, and fit that into a DPA architecture and simulate your real life team in such a way that you are going to sit and watch how the DPA actually tries to act and make decisions like your real life team. Crazy, but true. Next, and even the craziest, just imagine you have a team of like 3 to 4 people and you want like 7 more people to join the team. The DPA can enforce that, which means the DPA architecture for the same large learning models, for example, if you want to create a DPA for like ChatGPT or Grok or Google Gemini, you can have an option where you have half of the team comprises of AI agents and the other half are humans. In such a way that when these AI agents are given their inputs, the human agents can also type and submit their input and input into the system, and the DPA ecosystem, the Daraima Controller, is going to facilitate every single input in such a way that the AI agents can attack and critique the input of your real-life agents, and your real-life agents can also attack and critique that of the AI agents to give the best results. Sounds crazy, but true. Tested and proven. For all the engineers and architects out there, the DPA system is a paradigm shift in efficiency. First, by bringing all the agents, condensing them into a single context window or governed model helps to eliminate token multiplicity. You're not paying for the same tokens 4 or 5 times, you pay just once. So the DPA system also solves the echo chambers problem by assigning identity vectors to each agents. Identity vectors like nationality, likes, dislikes, temperament, friction, targets, and a lot more to programmatically enforce diversity of thought. So we call this the conflict prime, a meta rule that says that consensus without conflict is a failure of the DPA system. So if all the agents agree too unusually quick on something, the DPA controller comes in to force the agents to analyze what each and everyone is saying to get more insight. This is the height of synthetic due diligence. So the software executive board that we just saw happens to be just one of the tiny examples of the wonders the DPA can give to you. Do you want a legal compliance team? The DPA got you covered. Do you want a creative writing studio where you're going to have a writer, a poet, a historian, a researcher? The DPA architecture got you covered. In fact, it gives you so much dynamism. Where does all this lead us to? We believe that the DPA architecture is going to contribute immensely to the realization of artificial general intelligence. How? We believe that the human mind actually is not just a single voice, but an entire choir of conflicting voices. You've got that for fear, you've got emotion, you've got ambition, you've got logic. All this constitutes the human mind with the central processor or the facilitator, the conscience that judges every thought, every emotion, every ambition, every action. So the DPA can simulate this. For decades, we have been asking AI systems for answers, but I think we have been asking the wrong thing. We should be asking the AI systems for perspectives instead. So the DPA architecture isn't just the beginning of something, but it is the end of user tools. Now we should be talking about user teams. Don't just build code, build a boardroom. Don't just write, orchestrate. Welcome to the DPA architecture. You're never working alone again. I can bet you don't know me. I am not famous. I'm just another random guy out here who loves data. My name is Daraima, and I am that guy who's not just a data nerd, but I can 100% use a data science concept as a hot topic for a romantic date night. So data isn't just a hobby to me. To me, data is life. Data is everything. When I work around, everything I say is data, and the way I think data, the way I act data. And I must say it's a privilege coming out with a concept that I can test and it works really well and actually gets to solve a problem and gets to improve systems. So if you are a data science expert, you're invited to criticize and to give your input in love and in correction, because just like me, we are here to help every system get better. I love making systems fail and then try to understand why they're failing, because that's the only way you can improve on any single system. All right, guys, so thank you for your attention.